Rising from the ashes, the ESV Phoenix gleamed against the backdrop of stars, its obsidian hull absorbing light rather than reflecting it. Captain Maya Chen stood on the bridge, her dark eyes scanning the tactical displays as Earth's first true interstellar battleship glided through the void. The Phoenix represented humanity's greatest achievement, a vessel born from the collective genius of Earth's nations after decades of cooperation following the climate wars. Captain, we're detecting anomalous energy signatures at the edge of the Proxima Centauri system. Lieutenant Kai Okafor reported, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Chen nodded, her expression remaining neutral despite the flutter of excitement in her chest. Classification: unknown, but the energy output suggests advanced propulsion technology, nothing like we've ever encountered. This was it. First contact with a non-human intelligence. Scientists had long theorized about alien life, but despite all their colony ships and automated probes, humanity had found only microbes and primitive aquatic creatures on other worlds. Until now. All stations, yellow alert, Chen ordered calmly. Prime the translation matrix and prepare first contact protocols. Let's make history with dignity. The massive alien vessel emerged from what appeared to be a tear in space itself. Nearly 3 times the size of the Phoenix, its hull resembled burnished copper, with organic-looking protrusions that pulsed with energy. It was both beautiful and terrifying. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer Reza Mirza announced, his voice tight with barely contained excitement. On screen, Chen ordered, straightening her uniform. The view screen flickered, revealing a reptilian humanoid with iridescent scales and eyes like molten gold. Elaborate bone crests framed its face, and ceremonial-looking armor covered its torso. "I am High Commander Verax of the Draconid Imperium," the alien announced, its translator producing perfect English with an unsettling precision. "Your vessel has entered territory claimed by the Imperium. Identify yourselves." Chen stepped forward. "I am Captain Maya Chen of the Earth Space Vessel Phoenix. We represent the United Earth Government and seek peaceful contact with other spacefaring civilizations. We were unaware this system was claimed, as our probes detected no settlements." Verax's eyes narrowed. "Your probes are irrelevant. The Imperium claims all systems within its sphere of influence. Your species is unknown to us. What is your technological classification?" Chen exchanged a glance with her first officer, Commander Diana Wallace. The question seemed odd. "We are a spacefaring civilization with faster-than-light capability," Chen answered carefully. Verax made a sound that might have been laughter. "Primitive, then. You will power down your weapon systems and prepare for inspection. The Imperium must classify all new species for appropriate placement within the galactic hierarchy." The bridge crew tensed at the imperious tone. Chen maintained her diplomatic demeanor. "We would be happy to exchange cultural and technological information as equals, but we don't submit to inspections from foreign powers without prior diplomatic arrangements." The alien's expression hardened. "There are no equals to the Imperium, human. Only those who serve and those who are subjugated. You would be wise to accept your place." The transmission ended abruptly. "Charming fellow," Wallace muttered. Chen tapped her command console. Tactical analysis of their vessel. Lieutenant Okafor studied his readings. "Their energy signatures suggest extremely advanced weapon systems, Captain. If they're hostile, we're outmatched." "Perhaps by conventional metrics," Chen replied. But the Phoenix wasn't built to be conventional. In the weeks that followed, the Phoenix visited 3 Earth colony worlds, warning them about the Draconid Imperium. Diplomatic channels remained open but tense. The Draconids insisted on evaluating human technology, while Earth representatives pushed for mutual respect and recognition. Then came Proxima Colony. The emergency transmission reached the Phoenix while it was conducting deep space exercises. Governor Larissa Kim's face appeared on screen, contorted with panic. "Captain Chen." 3 Draconid warships appeared without warning. "They're demanding we surrender all our technology and submit to immediate occupation. They fired on our orbital platforms. We have casualties. Chen's response was immediate. We're on our way, Governor. Hold out as best you can. The Phoenix's revolutionary quantum fold drive engage, bending space in ways the Draconid sensors couldn't track. The battleship appeared at Proxima Centauri less than an hour later, emerging directly behind the alien warships bombarding the colony. Draconid vessels, this is Captain Chen of the ESV Phoenix, she announced, her voice cold. Cease your attack on our colony immediately. High Commander Verax's face appeared on screen, momentarily shocked before regaining composure. You dare interfere with Imperium business. This colony possesses technology we require for study. Its inhabitants will be relocated to appropriate labor facilities. This colony is under Earth protection, Chen replied. Withdraw your forces now. Verax sneered. Your single vessel against 3 Imperial warships. Your species truly doesn't understand its place in the cosmos. Chen nodded to Tactical Officer Lai Wei. Show them our place, Lieutenant. The Phoenix's adaptive shield system activated, a technology unlike anything the Draconids had encountered. Instead of creating a static energy barrier, it analyzed incoming weapon signatures and adapted in real time, becoming stronger with each attack. When the Draconid ships fired, expecting to cripple the human vessel in one volley, their energy beams were absorbed and redirected, leaving the Phoenix untouched. The shock was evident on Verax's face when his image reappeared on screen. Impossible, he hissed. No species at your development stage possesses such technology. Chen allowed herself a small smile. Perhaps you should reconsider your classification system. The Phoenix returned fire. Its weapon systems, designed with modular adaptability, fired precision strikes that disabled the Draconid ship's propulsion systems without destroying them. Chen had no desire for unnecessary bloodshed. Your vessels are disabled, she informed Verax. You will withdraw from this colony and all human territory. We came to space in peace, but we will defend our people. Verax's expression was unreadable. This incident will be reported to the Imperial Council. Your defiance will not stand. As the crippled Draconid ships limped away, the crew of the Phoenix knew they had just made humanity's first interstellar enemy. Back on Earth, the United Earth Defense Council convened an emergency session. Admiral Zhou, head of Earth's still small space fleet, addressed the gathered leaders. The Draconids won't stop with one failed attempt, she warned. Our intelligence suggests they've conquered dozens of species through technological superiority and overwhelming force. The Phoenix held its own, but we need more ships with similar capabilities. The Phoenix took 20 years to build, the European Union representative objected. We don't have that kind of time. Dr. Eliza Sharma, chief scientist of the Phoenix Project, stepped forward. We don't need that much time. The Phoenix was designed to be adaptable, not just in battle but in construction. We've created modular systems that can be rapidly reproduced. With global cooperation, we could have a small fleet within 2 years. And if the Draconids attack before then? Asked the African Union Chancellor. Captain Chen, attending remotely from the Phoenix, spoke up. Then we changed the rules of engagement. The Draconids expect conventional warfare, massive fleets, frontal assaults. We need to be unpredictable. As if confirming their fears, long-range sensors detected a Draconid battle group entering the Sol system 3 months later. Not 3 ships this time, but 15. A clear message that the earlier defeat would not be tolerated. The Phoenix, Earth's only interstellar battleship, stood alone against the approaching armada. Captain Chen addressed her crew. We are outnumbered, but not outmatched. The Draconids expect us to fight conventionally, to stand and die bravely. We won't give them that satisfaction. Tactical, deploy the quantum mines. Navigation, prepare for random jump sequence alpha. The Phoenix seemed to flee as the Draconid fleet approached Earth, drawing them into pursuit. What appeared to be cowardice was actually strategy. leading the aliens into a carefully planned trap. The quantum mines, invisible to Draconid sensors, activated as their ships passed, disabling engines and weapon systems. The Phoenix then executed a series of rapid quantum jumps, appearing at different points around the confused alien fleet, striking with precision before disappearing again. It was warfare like nothing the Draconids had experienced, guerrilla tactics applied to space combat. By the battle's end, 7 Draconid ships had been crippled, and the rest retreated in disarray. The cost was high. The Phoenix sustained heavy damage, and Earth's orbital defenses were severely tested, but humanity had stood its ground. As repair crews worked frantically to mend the Phoenix's wounded hull, Shen received a transmission from an unexpected source. Another alien vessel, smaller than the Draconid ships, approaching under a flag of truce. "I am Ambassador Tellus of the Arcadian Collective," announced a slender, blue-skinned alien. "We have observed your conflict with the Imperium with great interest. Perhaps it is time the subjugated worlds found an ally with the courage to stand against our oppressors." Chen looked at her battered bridge, her exhausted crew, and the approaching alien diplomat. The war had just begun, but perhaps humanity wouldn't have to fight it alone. The unconventional defense. 6 months after the Battle of Earth, the ESV Phoenix docked at the newly constructed Orbital Defense Platform Alpha. Captain Maya Chen walked through her ship's corridors, noting the changes. Arcadian crystal lattices now reinforced the hull, increasing structural integrity while reducing mass. Zephyrian engineers worked alongside humans in engineering, their 6-fingered hands expertly integrating their plasma stabilization technology into the Phoenix's power systems. "Quite the refit," commented Commander Wallace as they entered the observation deck. Through the viewport, Earth gleamed blue and white below, surrounded by the growing framework of humanity's emergency defense fleet. 5 new vessels, smaller than the Phoenix but built with the same adaptive principles, neared completion. "The coalition is growing," Chen replied. In the wake of Earth's defiance, a dozen species oppressed by the Draconid Imperium had reached out, offering technology, resources, and fighters to the cause. Ambassador Tellus reports 3 more worlds have pledged support. Wallace's expression remained concerned. "And the Draconids?" "Intelligence from our Arcadian allies suggests they're marshaling their forces for a massive assault. They can't allow our rebellion to inspire others. They still outnumber us 10 to 1. Chen smiled slightly. "Then we'll have to be 10 times more creative." At the United Earth Defense Council, Admiral Zhao presented the latest strategic assessment. The Draconids excel at overwhelming force and technological homogeneity. Every ship in their fleet uses identical systems developed over centuries of conquest. Dr. Sharma stepped forward. "That's their weakness. They've fallen into the trap of technological orthodoxy. They believe there's one correct way to build a starship, one correct way to fight. Our advantage is diversity." She gestured to the holographic display, showing the Phoenix's new integrated systems. Human adaptability combined with Arcadian crystal technology, Zephyrian plasma control, and Garu biotechnology creates systems the Draconids can't predict or counter effectively. On the other side of the galaxy, the Draconid Imperial Council convened in their ancient chamber on Draconis Prime. High Commander Verax stood before his peers, his scales dulled with shame. "These humans are an anomaly," he reported. "Their technology doesn't follow established development patterns. They combine disparate systems that should be incompatible." Supreme Hierarch Tizek, ancient and scarred from 1,000 conquests, leaned forward on his obsidian throne. "No primitive species has ever resisted classification. What is the explanation?" "They evolved in isolation," Verax explained. "Without access to the standardized technology paths the Imperium established across the galaxy, they created alternative solutions. Alternatives that defeated your battle group," hissed another counselor. Tizak silenced the chamber with a gesture. "Enough. These humans must be subjugated quickly before their rebellion spreads. Deploy the Imperial Armada. Show them the true might of the Draconid Imperium." The warning came from a Zephyrian scout ship, barely escaping the massive Draconid fleet's advance. Over 200 warships were approaching the Tidi system, home to humanity's largest off-world colony and the Coalition's primary shipyard. In the Phoenix's war room, Captain Chen and representatives from 6 allied species studied the tactical display. The situation appeared grim. "We'd have 27 combat-ready vessels," reported Kai Okafor, now promoted to commander. "Even with superior tactics, we can't stand against their numbers." Ambassador Tellus, the Arcadian representative, gestured with elegant blue fingers. "We must evacuate Ta City. The shipyards can be rebuilt." Chen shook her head. "If we abandon Ta City, we lose our momentum. The Coalition worlds will begin to doubt our resolve." "What do you propose, Captain?" asked Mervox, the hulking Garu representative whose species had contributed their revolutionary biotechnology to the Alliance. Chen studied the display, her mind racing through possibilities. "The Draconids expect us to defend conventionally or retreat. We'll do neither." She pointed to a nearby nebula. "We'll hide our fleet here and allow them to begin their invasion." The alien representatives exchanged concerned glances. "You would sacrifice the colony?" Tellus asked, shocked. "No," Chen replied. "We'll evacuate all civilians, but I want the Draconids to believe they've won an easy victory." She manipulated the display, showing the nebula's unusual properties. "Our scientists have discovered this nebula contains high concentrations of quantum reactive particles. With Dr. Sharma's new field generators, we can use it to create a localized disruption in spacetime." Understanding dawned on Commander Okafor's face. "A trap." Chen nodded. "Exactly. We'll let them take the system, then collapse the nebula while their fleet is in the midst of it. The disruption will disable their standardized systems, but leave our heterogeneous technology largely functional." Mervox rumbled with approval. "Fighting without fighting. Most efficient." As predicted, the Draconid armada arrived at Ta City with overwhelming force. Finding minimal resistance, they began standard occupation procedures, spreading their fleet throughout the system to secure it. High Commander Verax, leading the invasion from his flagship, was suspicious of the easy victory, but proceeded according to Imperial doctrine. When 80% of the Draconid fleet had positioned itself within the operation zone, Captain Chen gave the order. The Coalition's field generators activated simultaneously, catalyzing the nebula's quantum reactive particles. Space itself seemed to shudder as reality briefly unhinged in a controlled cascade. The effect on the Draconid fleet was catastrophic. Their standardized systems, unable to process the quantum fluctuations, failed spectacularly. Ship after ship lost power, weapons, and communications. When the Coalition fleet emerged from hiding, they faced not a superior fighting force, but hundreds of drifting hulks. On the Phoenix's bridge, Chen opened a channel to Verax's disabled flagship. "High Commander, your fleet is neutralized. Your crews are alive but stranded. We will provide rescue shuttles to evacuate your personnel to habitable worlds, where they will be treated according to Coalition humanitarian conventions." Verax's face appeared on screen, illuminated only by emergency lighting. For once, the arrogance was gone from his expression. "You could destroy us all," he said, confusion evident in his voice. "We could," Chen agreed. "But unlike the Imperium, we don't believe in unnecessary bloodshed. We're offering you and your people a choice. Continue this war until one side is annihilated, or recognize the Coalition of Free Worlds as equals and begin peace negotiations." The stunned silence that followed spoke volumes. 3 months later, Captain Chen stood in the grand chamber of the newly established Galactic Concord on neutral Zephyrian territory. Representatives from 37 species, including a delegation from the Draconid Imperium, had gathered to sign the Treaty of Mutual Recognition and Non-Aggression. Supreme Hierarch Tizak himself had come, the first time in recorded history that the Draconid leader had left Imperial space. His ancient eyes studied Chen with something approaching respect. Your species has accomplished in 1 year what others failed to achieve in centuries, he acknowledged. The Imperium has reconsidered its classification methods. Chen nodded diplomatically. Evolution requires adaptation, supreme hierarchy, even for civilizations. As the treaty was signed, establishing new boundaries and recognizing the sovereignty of all participating worlds, Chen reflected on humanity's journey. From a single battleship facing overwhelming odds to the architects of a new galactic order, all because they refused to accept the limitations others try to impose. The Phoenix had lived up to its name, helping humanity and its allies rise from the ashes of oppression to forge something new and unprecedented. The ESV Phoenix now served as a symbol not just of human ingenuity, but of the power of diversity, adaptability, and cooperation across the stars. As the ceremony concluded, Ambassador Tellus approached Chen. "What will humanity do now, Captain? Your people have changed the galaxy forever." Chen gazed out at the stars visible through the chamber's transparent dome. "What we've always done, Ambassador. Explore, learn, build, and remember that our greatest strength isn't our technology or our tactics. It's our ability to imagine possibilities that others cannot see." The Phoenix wouldn't be Earth's only battleship for long, but it would always be remembered as the vessel that showed the galaxy that humanity wouldn't be classified, controlled, or conquered. In the vast tapestry of stellar nations, Earth had earned its place not through dominance, but through determination and the courage to chart its own course among the stars. Retriclaude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.